Alright, so I'm here with JNails for
Howdy.
the D League play-in between vsiewnar and the administrator. So let's take a look at this kingdom, shall we? Um,
Yeah, the first thing that jumps out to me is that there's no good way to trash your starting cards,
yep.
which makes Envoy and Advisor both very awkward sources of draw, because you're probably going to pitch all your good cards and end up with a hand of 7 copper and 3 estate at the end of playing all those.
Yeah. Um,
I think you still have to build. It seems pretty
yeah,
clear.
this
I think
this
you
is a
want to get all
buildy
the cities
board.
and inventors. It's just going to be annoying to get there.
Inventor is a really nice payload.
Yeah. Inventor with ball is also significant. I think one of the biggest drawbacks of Inventor relative to Bridge usually is that it doesn't give that plus buy, so it's hard to do like 8 provinces. You'll end up doing like 2
Yep,
provinces.
ball
But here you could
helps
you could ball for provinces, which would be
helps get an
nifty.
extra, which is really nice. Does Gladiator matter? Is that a card that we do stuff with?
Hmm. I'm gonna guess no. I think terminal space here is relatively limited. I want to play a lot of inventors. And I don't value the like potential extra 1 money it gives highly enough. And I think fortune will also be made a little bit obsolete by the time
Inventor
you got that and you're
reducing.
playing it. Inventor and City should do
Alright,
a
so
good
we
job.
opened Star Chart Inventor for both players.
Hmm. I tend to only want to open with Star Chart when it's having some significant impact on my turn 3 and turn 4 draws, which it doesn't seem to be here.
Yeah, I'd personally generally open with like Silver Inventor.
Yeah, or Caravan Guard I think is also an option if you're concerned about adding stop cards to your deck.
Yeah.
You can add the Star Chart at a later date. Like Envoy Star Chart, I think is often a really good opening. I'm not sure that's great here. I mean, it could be a good opening. Envoy Star Chart, I think, is something I would at least consider. But usually, the reason you do that is to hit like a big price point early. Like if you want to get a 5 and then shuffle it back into your deck, Envoy Star Chart is great because you draw through most of your deck. Almost certainly, I think, probably certainly hit 5, and then you're triggering a shuffle immediately with a 5 spec in. So that's often something worth considering. Uh, so yeah, draw with Star Chart's a really good combo. Duration and what do you call them? The brown ones, the light brown ones, the reserve
Reserve.
cards.
Yeah.
Those are also often really good with Star Chart because seeing them turn 3 is more important than seeing them turn 4. But Inventor, I don't think it matters to me whether you see it turn 3 or turn 4. Like all the Star Chart really did for you was rule out the 1 in 11 chance that the Inventor bottom decks, which
Yeah.
I guess I'd take my chances on that.
And like, I want to get more cards, so like, I feel like Silver or Caravan Guard is more helpful.
Yeah, like I do want some cities eventually. Is tan not a shade of brown? I'm not going to disagree with you that they're tan, but
Tan
I
is
will
a light
contest whether
brown.
that's a disagreement with my claim.
Alright, so we're getting some advisors. So,
I'm disagreeing with tan. Well, I think we're on the same page. Tan. The question here is tan a subset of brown or a contrasting color? Um, yeah, I think you click advisors for a bit here on 4. I mean, inventors are good, but early on, maybe you
terminal
don't need too many
space.
of them.
And also, you're not really. You don't have a use for playing a lot of inventors all at once. Like, you're just still building.
It is
And
one of the kingdoms where, like, is advisor really better than nothing? I still think marginally so, but it does have a tendency to draw all the wrong cards.
yeah, and especially without being able to trash, states and coppers.
Yeah,
So yeah,
that's
eventually.
interesting.
Oh,
Hmm.
what are we doing?
So I find those red-green color blindness ones very easy to see. I guess I'm not. I don't have the color blindness traits.
All right. We're getting more advisors, and let's see.
Yeah, so it seems like they broadly have the same game plan. Click Inventor,
Yeah,
City, and
get an
Advisement. I can't say
inventor,
disagree with it.
buy a bunch of advisors, then get some cities and more inventors and Megaturn. Ooh,
Balling
nice,
for
nice
cities is
ball.
nice.
Nice ball.
That nifty little thing Inventor enables. My suspicion is that winning the split on cities will probably carry a lot more significance than on the inventors. I don't think we're
Absolutely.
actually going to see a provinces pile. It's going to pile out, and I
It's
think whoever
because
has more
look,
cities will be able to do that.
you know, advisors and cities and inventors are already really low, and so
Yeah.
cities are on an unconditional +2 cards, which is great when draw is otherwise, advisory. And
Yeah.
it's possible that, even two piles might empty, which would make cities even better.
Wouldn't it be cool if there were like a reverse star chart? I'd love to have like buy like anti-star chart and always put my counting house in like the last card in my shuffle, so I always play it when there's like a discard full of coppers. That would be a deck.
The real Wombo combo.
It's tricky because like for that to work, you'd need to have like exact multiple of 5 shuffles. Um,
DZ.
oh yeah, am I suggesting
Trickster.
variants? Uh-oh. It's okay. Donald X is in the chat, but he's not in the voice chat, so he hasn't heard my anti-star chart.
No allies leaks, okay, JNails?
I I would never. I've linked so many excellent allies cards already in the allies channel.
Oh, I've seen. I have seen many.
Y'all are all gonna be surprised when those are all real cards.
Okay. It's only 3 advisors left. Empty inventors. Oh, cities, okay.
Tricky situation to
These
be
piles
in.
are freakishly low right now.
Yeah. Yeah, like one person's
Two,
turn is
three,
gonna kick off
two.
and then
That's, one ball and a few inventor plays, and that's it.
yeah, I think their decks aren't quite strong enough now to be able to play 2 inventors to lower the pile's mid-turn and then still have an appreciable number of cities left because you have to have played 2 of your cities before that at a minimum.
Right.
But that's the threat, of course,
That,
is with piles this low, you empty it on your turn to activate your cities.
I mean, oh, I suppose the administrators just emptied the city pile, so now,
Bold.
yeah,
I
vsiewnar
think up
has,
until this point, Envoy looked like the right card to be top decking at all points, even though if you draw it without a city, really sad.
yeah, but I think Envoy is really good because if you can get a bunch of cards
Ooh,
in your hand, the likelihood that you can just, empty
well, was that the
and
right order? I don't remember the state of vsiewnar's hand, but did they have enough cities and inventors to be able to empty the inventor pile mid-turn there?
um
Maybe they did. In any case, it looks like they're still winning here.
yeah, they buy an estate and a ball for advisors.
Or buy an advisor and ball for advisor estate. Or
Or
duchy.
that works.
So
Alright,
many options.
so vsiewnar wins game 1.
Do we ever determine how many games they're playing to?
Um I need to check because I know playing is slightly different from a normal match.
I'm going to entrust it to you because one of us is a league mod and it is not me.
Look, play-ins only happen at the start of a season. I'm fine with all the middle parts of it.
Admin was indeed first.
Yep, red first, blue second. Nice little
Go
draw.
red blue color blindness. All right, what do we got here? The only village is Dame Molly.
Ooh.
That's tricky. Makes Den of Sin look like good draw. I would presume you want to then be playing with Bard as your terminal for the plus buy.
Yep.
I don't think Molly's gonna get uncovered. I don't want Dame Sylvia all that badly.
Celia's the one on top. Okay.
So how do we open here? I think Banquet looks really considerable. There's nothing remotely good at the sub 5 range, and a bunch of 5s I really want in my deck ASAP.
Yep. So what's the first 5?
I was thinking something like Banquet Sentry, Banquet Den of Sin, maybe
I,
just Banquet 2 Sentries. It's a whole lot of coppers, so
it
I'm
is
not
a
sure
whole lot
about
of
it,
coppers.
but
So I think maybe Banquet Den of Sin so that then you can draw all those coppers and buy 5s.
I think my concern with Banquet Den of Sin turn 1 is you'll hit 5, but then you're going to trigger a shuffle that doesn't have your 5 in it, because you're going to have 5 coppers left in your deck for turn 3.
Right. So you get 2 5s, but you don't get to play them until turn 4. Wait,
Oh,
4 to
yeah.
5.
Well, are you hitting 5 on turn
Wait.
3? That's let's see. Do they have the
Nope.
3/4?
Neither of them is banqueting.
I think if you banquet into sin, you're likely to hit 4 on turn 3, unless you draw
Oh.
both your estates on the 3/4 or draw your one estate on the 4/3. Then you're gonna have a hand with that estate in on turn 3, and you're only
I
gonna have
like
1/5.
banquet.
Yeah, I think banquet double sentry is very reasonable. The other line I was considering was banquet sentry, banquet din. I'd definitely be thinking about banquets here for sure.
Temple gate spot. Banquet.
Now, if only we had Counting House on this board. I just played Counting House Banquet for the first time in ages, like yesterday.
Oh man. That's
Well,
always a weird deck.
all right. So I don't think you buy Den of Sin here.
Okay, so I want sentry. Sentry
Sentry seems
first.
reasonable. I think the issue with Den of Sin, like, there's obviously a real risk that the Sentry bottom decks, because you're bottom decking like 4 cards, and that sucks. But of course, even if you find the Sentry, if you bought Den of Sin, then the Sentry's going to miss the shuffle. Whereas if you buy a non-Den of Sin card, like
Huh?
Hireling might be fine. If you play your Sentry, at least it doesn't miss the shuffle.
Okay.
So, as I understand what they're not saying like, look, mutual pact, we have to not buy knights. I think they're just making like a one-sided self-binding rule of I won't get knights.
Yeah, I won't get the first night.
I don't
That's what
see
it
the
basically
strategic
says.
value of doing that.
If you're not gonna
Unless maybe
get
you're trying to
knights,
optimize for fun rather than for strategy. But
if
I
you're
don't think
not,
there'd be anything untoward about doing that if you thought it was strategic.
yeah, if you're not gonna get knights, you can just not get knights, or like Cave said, you can ban them.
Yeah.
DZ.
Hey, let's review these ban lists.
Let's
They've
do a scroll up.
They're
Torturer,
reasonable bans.
Cultist Map,
I can get behind
Derby,
all these.
Keep Tax, Invest, Swindler. Okay, so we got the Gold Distance Swindler. Those are, yeah. Then Torture and Mountie. I actually like
Why
those
they don't like
cards.
Scouting Party, but beyond that, I can get where they're coming from with all those, even if some of them are cards I like.
Yeah. Yeah, this is a pretty solid ban list. Ban dislike. Alright, so we're getting hirelings. I mean, I think on this board, are
Kind of think
hirelings
the
any
answer to
good?
Hireling is no. I mean, it's not bad.
Because, like, there's labs, there's, you know, you could get
Like
another
you play it the
den.
once and you got draw for the rest of your game. I don't hate it. I think anytime I would consider a hireling, Den of Sin or Barge just looks better to me, though.
Yeah. Well, after you've got, your barge, you're okay, like, for a bit. I don't think you got a second barge, but you've got Den and you've got Lab, which I would want a lot of. Like, I want to have a bunch of Dens and Labs, I think. Because hireling is helpful, but I feel like the opportunity cost of not getting, more immediate draw cards is pretty high.
Yeah, like if you get to the point that you're drawing your deck, the hireling is only as good as a laboratory with a larger startup cost. And if you need like some sense of startup turn reliability, I think that's already being provided by Dens and Barges. Barges are still at 10. I assume we rectify that now.
Oh,
More with my gold.
oh man,
I
that's
don't like that. So you already
no
have
bueno.
more money than you could conceivably spend on a single card. You don't need to add more payload. You need to add plus buy now.
Yeah, that gold is, huh?
All right,
Oh, come
this
on.
turn though.
You could have trashed
We're,
it.
now I have faith. This turn we're gonna put the hireling in play, and then we're gonna buy the barge. Watch.
You got this.
Scan the board for the plus buy. Identify the plus buy. Click the plus buy.
Don't get a province.
It's only a matter of time. It's gonna happen. I have full faith and confidence in vsiewnar to buy a barge.
We like orange cards.
Not that one. You let him off the hook. You were too general. He said, as long as it's an orange card, we like that. That's not true. There's only one orange card we like there. That was the wrong one.
Okay, my bad on that one. So close.
I'm not sure how much. Am I correct in saying vsiewnar used to be very prolific and hasn't played much recently? Like I want to say this
Let
is a
me
name that I recall hearing a lot way back when I was
let me
first
pull
getting
up
into
their
Dominion
league
as one of the
chart.
best
Let
players.
me let me quickly
But I haven't seen him around a whole lot
do the
since.
chart. Yeah, I mean it does sound familiar, although sometimes names just sound familiar and then don't. So let's see. League chart. Spelling IEWNA. So okay, oh they've been around for a while, but really long ago, cause the last season they played in was 24, according to Dombot. They
Yeah,
played
that
in
fits my understanding. I didn't join League until like the late 30 seasons, but
yeah,
24 is probably
I
about when I would
joined
have
in
been getting
season
into Dominion
40,
for the first
so
time.
yeah, they played in C C and B intermittently between season 6 and 24, and A in 3 seasons.
Yeah, so what we got here is an old A-leaguer coming out of retirement.
Alright. So, League has gotten a lot tougher by then, so it makes sense, you're getting into D tier here.
Now that these days A-leaguers are terrible.
Speaking from experience.
Yeah. I mean, every single game, one of them loses.
That's true. You raise up a good point. DC also raises up a great point.
I don't that last time I think Crip showed up in an A-league match. I think it was I played versus N.A. Smith and we both got it.
Oh,
Unless you count the playoff match versus Johns where I got it and then he skipped it.
wait, huh?
And he has resigned.
Oh, we've been greeting this whole time. I was busy pulling up the chart.
That seemed a little bit underbuilt to me. I mean, I wanted to make use of 2 buys.
Yeah, Barge got bought really late.
You can theoretically build up to 3 buys for your final turn.
Right, you can play a Barge the last turn and then...
See, my headphones came out there for a second. I was about to say, you can build up to 3 buys for your final turn if you're durationing barges on opposite turns. I'm not sure if that amount of building is worth it. I think I'd probably just stick with 2 buys, but that still seems good. vsiewnar has some fun YouTube videos if you don't follow them. What do they have for me if I do follow them? Okay. This looks fun and different.
Ooh.
So the first thing that sticks out to me is Ironworks looks really good. There's both the Synodute Tower, where Ironworks helps you empty card piles for tower points, and also Hostelry. Hostelry is great with gainers. You gain the Hostelry,
And then
discard all the
tons of
coppers,
horses.
take a
Yep.
million horses. Always works out great.
I see Ghost Ship and Catapult.
Spice Tower, I don't understand. How are you getting 10 spices?
Just play Spice's money and... Yeah.
I think I just want to keep clicking Ironworks and Hostelry until those piles empty. And I'll figure out what the third pile is at a later
that's
date.
a solid plan. I also want to throw in a...
Probably like a ghost ship and a bunch of black cats. The black cats punish the player who
Yep.
has to like actually score by greening if
Well,
they
the
don't
thing
mirror
is,
the tower rush.
makes curses just junk, but there's not like super.
If you give them all
crushing.
10, you might just not give them all 10 curses before the game ends.
Yeah, that too. Let's see.
All right, how'd they actually open?
We opened with catapult. Alright, so ghost ship nothing and double catapult.
Okay, I don't like double catapult. I mean, double catapult I think is often a fine opening, but Ironworks just looks way too good here to pass up.
Ironworks catapult seems like the best open here.
Yeah,
Maybe
I agree.
Ironworks silver if you want to be extra sure that you can get a ghost ship. I don't know.
I mean, I could see that. The coppers are less harmful to your deck than normal because of the hostelry stuff. On 5-2, just opening a ghost ship seems totally reasonable. I mean, it is ghost ship after all. You could consider opening like Spice's Ironworks or Spice's Catapult if you really want those cards.
The 5 first is really helpful. Yeah, that's for Spice's stuff. But I like the ghost ship open.
I mean, ghost ship's gonna ghost ship.
I agree, Donald. Very good advice.
Ironworks is like potato chips. You can't get just one. But the first step is getting one, and then we'll get the rest of them.
Okay. We're getting a bunch of black cats already. I want hostelries and ironworks.
Hostelry at 10 is a tragedy.
Right, so ironworks for a hostelry here, right? And discard your treasures.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you discard 2 or 3. I could see discarding 2 and buying Black Cat, or discarding 3. Probably just discard all 3 because I think Admin's deck is pretty over-terminaled already.
Okay. That's another terminal, but ghost ship attack. I don't know, the double catapult open really put a ton of terminals in there.
All the D unusual letter people have turned out for the D League play-in match, trying to figure out who's getting inducted to their ranks.
Okay, so hostelry.
Hostelry. Yeah, there we go. That's what we like to see.
Woo! Okay.
Same thing. Hostelry, discarded all, trash in the state.
I like that. Sounds like a good plan.
That's the wrong village. It's definitely the wrong village.
What is a mining village doing for you? You could be getting horses.
Indeed.
And you
I,
didn't trash the estate.
building up to the mining village mega turn. If you get the whole mining village pile and then you pop them all, it feels kind of self-defeating with tower around.
that that is pretty funny. Funny interaction.
Why did they play? It's weird to me they trashed both estates. I'd have trashed one copper to get in the attack. It's not like you need 6 to buy Ghost Ship.
Yeah. It's more advantageous to the attack, but on the other hand, didn't Annie already have just 3 cards in hand from the ghost ship attack earlier?
Oh, is that true? Am I just?
Yeah.
Oh, you're totally right. I'm sorry for criticizing your play, vsiewnar. You were many steps ahead of me there.
Yeah, because they
I
played a
didn't even
ghost ship,
notice that the Ghost Ship
and so
was
then,
played.
yeah, the catapults can trash estates and get rid of
Yeah,
annoying
it makes sense given the conditions.
cards. Okay. Mining villages are getting bought so much and hostelries have only been gained once. What is this?
I'm sensing some hostility towards the card.
Every time.
We're gonna. I didn't expect Mining Village to be the first pile to pile.
I mean, there it does make sense because you don't have any, treasures, but, all the other times.
They've passed up a lot of opportunities to discard coppers.
So what do we want here?
Hostelry, spices. I just want hostelry to be honest.
I mean, I
Just
want
undo,
spices would
discard 2
be
coppers for
spices would
horses.
be handy. The plus buy and coffers.
The downside of spices is you can make use of the plus buy, but you could also make use of any surplus money by just discarding those coppers each turn. That's probably the ideal thing to do with them.
Hello. Yes, there are
How
quite a
did
lot of spectators. JNails always brings a crowd.
my commentary brings all the boys to the yard?
Alright, so black cats are also running pretty low.
Yeah, I think that's pretty reasonable. I mean, once you got a ghost ship in your deck, Black Cat seems for the most part better.
Yeah,
I can see the rationale of having like 2 ghost ships because these decks aren't fully reliable and you want to make sure you hit them every turn. I think 3 is probably too many.
yeah, I agree. Two is good just to make sure that you don't lose one at the bottom of the shuffle and not ghost ship. But then again, having a lot of black cats to be able to just bam, don't green, have a curse instead is also pretty nice. Nicer than a ghost ship whose attack isn't gonna repeat itself.
Thinking and then they stopped thinking it. They left 2 coppers there, only played 4 money. Look, they're going to buy a hostelry. And they played this 5th copper, and I feel a little bit let down.
Ah. So are they gonna get a spices or?
They're going to hit undo. They're going to do it.
One may wish.
I just find that with hostelry, what happens is like you do that a little bit, and at first you're like, I'm discarding copper. It's like I'm buying things. But
And
once
then
you
you're
do that
like,
like twice on like turn 3, turn 4, ideally, well, then you draw your deck once with all the horses. Then you ironworks for a hostelry, discard 7 coppers, get 7 horses. Now the horses draw your coppers. You do it again, and now you're playing functionally like 0 coppers in your deck.
wait, what? We're getting even more ghost ships? What? The pile's at 3.
Tower
Huh?
points. They
Well,
want the ghost tower.
at this point, might as well be. Yeah, more Ironworks is
Yeah,
one
I think
each.
Spices looks pretty optional here. I mean, it's normally really strong, but I don't think it drives the Ironworks plan. Ironworks looks like super important to
Ironworks
me.
looks like the card I would want a lot of copies of because I want gain.
Wait, this is real progress. DZ likes Tower. That's actually a very likable landscape.
DC likes a thing.
Who are you and what have you done to DZ? That's a perfectly reasonable take you've given.
Is this your evil brother DY?
Art is masterful on Tower.
It is pretty nice.
Uh,
It's a nice
yeah,
tower.
I'm gonna say that's like a 8.5 out of 10 art. Now I gotta
Like
look at the rest of these.
there's some better art in Dominion,
Hmm.
but that's a good point. The background is really good in making use of the space.
Hmm.
I like it. It's good skill. Let's see.
Uh, I'm not a big fan of villains art. It seems like poorly lit, which feels like a thing you could control as an artist.
Yeah, the light source is in a very weird place.
Black Cat looks super realistic to me.
Is this the wharf cat that the myths speak of?
Could be.
Oh, we got a
Rocks is
second
kind of ugly.
Ironworks. Praise
You
the
like
Lord.
that. And Hostery, okay. While I was busy looking at card art, looks like vsiewnar got it into gear and is getting the good cards.
We love to see it. Where'd their economy go though?
Ironworks. Ironworks is all the economy you need. I
True.
mean, if you have zero money in your deck, you could just like gain and play Ironworks all day.
Hey, nice. Nice play.
Trashing the catapult with the catapult makes sense. They've run their course.
Yep. So if Ghost Ship empties, who wins?
Nobody wins if Ghost Ship empties. That means the game has gone wrong. So I believe vsiewnar had 4 Ghost Ships in play already. So if the split goes 6-4 their favor and nothing else changed, that would be a win for them.
They got a few of them. Huh?
I don't understand the Fiat. My guess is they're going to trash it for econ, but I'm on board with just having Ironworks as econ. I don't want to buy things. I
Yeah, I
just
would
want
have
to
rather gotten another Ironworks because you know you can always gain a few of them with your Ironworks that you just got. Because
yeah.
you've got a ton of villages, so. Okay.
There's no way to get plus by mid-turn, so no one's really threatening to do 2 Ghost Ships. Some of these decks might be able to eventually threaten to do like an Ironworks pile out with enough draw.
Yeah, if you have a lot of horses, you could do some Ironworks pile out thing.
Yeah, like if you don't get Ghost Shipped one turn, then all of a sudden you find yourself overdrawing.
Oh, another resign.
You can win without ever buying a victory card. Oh, I
Uh,
think Annie is suggesting that they'd gone too heavily for Black Cats and that was a mistake. I mean,
I felt
I
like the
think
game
Black Cat
was
they just draw.
close.
Yeah, I don't think that
Yeah,
the issue is having too many Black Cats there.
that was a lot closer.
My guess is probably Annie's problem is being over-terminaled here. I see they have 6 villages compared to vsiewnar 10, and look like they have comparable amount of draw cards in total.
Yeah, and you know, way fewer hostile research and Ironworks. I
And
would
they're
have
less
I would
trash.
have really liked the Ironworks catapult open over double catapult. And yes, DC. If you look on Discord, actually, I have a still from Kiki's as my profile banner. It's a lovely film, and Chi Chi is a lovely cat. So let's see. vsiewnar is now 3-0, right?
I should know that, and I don't. So they
Pretty
won
sure
a
it's
ghost
3-0.
ship game. There was the barge game they won. What was the one in
One
between
one
them?
and one win and two resigns, right?
Let me scroll up in the chat and see if I can piece it together. Has it really been 3 games?
Yeah, so that was 3 games.
Which one am I missing? So there's like the banquet, Denizen, hireling, barge stuff. There was the Ironworks one we just watched. What's the other game?
The Ironworks and dang, I forget.
I've
So
forgotten
what
too.
do we got here? Wait, Marauder? Huh?
Oh, someone must dislike this kingdom. Marauders on their dislike list. So I don't like the Marauder opening. I don't think
Yeah. Feudum again.
they're both opening Marauder.
Wait, I'm confused.
Lookout seems reasonable to me. There's not a whole lot to do here really until you hit 7. That's when everything
Yeah,
kicks off.
but when you hit 7, you can do King's Court, Herald, go Burr, and play lots of cards.
I guess you could justify the Marauder. Marauder's obviously a bad card and all, but
The
everything
spoils
else is
are
kind of weak
helpful.
here. And I think my main case for it would be like once you get a King's Court, it's like the best King's Court target as far as like tripling payload goes. So might as well have it in your deck, and if you're gonna have it in your deck, get it early.
Spoils are good payloads because it's like gold, but it goes away.
Yeah, I yeah, I mean like if you're not open Marauder, what like look at silver. That's probably what I would have done, one of those two, but I mean the Marauder I think is probably justifiable here.
Yep.
Uh Fountain does not look significant to me.
I don't think you
Probably
get pretty
Bast
thin
either.
thin by the end of the game. Although it could happen if, somehow you got a bunch of King's Courts and markets and just on the last turn bought a ton of copper.
Yeah, if you King score enough markets, then maybe the 10 coppers for points comes up.
If it's the last turn and it's really close and there's low VP, then, you know? Alright, so we're getting patricians? And I guess if you got just 2, it's
Probably.
fine. It's a cantrip.
So vsiewnar just needs to draw 1 more money and 2 more cards to hit 7 here, which I think is basically guaranteed.
Mm-hmm. Pretty sure they saw their estates.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Oh, no, this is fine. Play survivors first. Nice. Yeah, that was a good order. Um,
very good.
I wonder if that was an accident to fate that they played Blessed Village before market, or if they played that with the intention of like, I wonder if I draw my survivors, I'm going to play it. Because if they played that, if they like intentionally chose Blessed Village first before market with the possibility of a survivors draw in mind,
that
kudos to
is
you,
that is a
VSU.
genius play if it was meant to be. But it's still a good play order. Village first.
I presume this is Herald. Interesting. I would have thought just mark it there.
Yeah,
They'd shuffled their deck already since the King's Court was bought. Otherwise, top decking
I
a King's
want
Court would be pretty good.
I want markets and king's courts and heralds.
Oh, this is sad. They bottom decked their King's Court and also did not hit 7.
Oh man. Market here?
Could be market, could be Patrician and Herald.
Patrician herald could be reasonable, yeah. In.
Interesting. I don't know what they want to top deck with this in. Maybe are there just is that bottom 4 cards just a King's Court and 3 non-actions? No, they had actions done. I guess they just had to look at it there. Okay, fair enough.
Okay.
I think I'm still gonna say no to the in though, just because you can get the exact same effect with Herald instead.
Yeah.
And
they had
Herald
5,
seems
so
like
they
a better
could
card to me with
overpay.
him.
At 5, they could have overpaid.
Right, like Herald overpaying 1 versus buying an in to top deck a Herald are basically the same, except that one puts the Herald in your deck, the other an in.
Yeah, but with 4 cards in your deck, the effect is basically identical. You're drawing the 5 cards anyway.
Yeah, in this particular circumstance, they're identical. In other cases, in might be a little worse because it doesn't necessarily top deck the cards.
Yeah, even here, Herald is better because now you have a Herald in your deck, which is a better card than in this kingdom, at least. Alright, nice. Another 7.
King's Court. Pitch the market.
Herald. Yep. Nice.
Yeah, all that made sense.
Right.
6 again. Sad. Herald Patrician seems reasonable. Market also seems reasonable. I think those are the 2 main options. Yeah, they go with Herald Patrician.
Nice.
I think as vsiewnar, I would King's Court this Marauder and avoid triggering the shuffle. Tentatively, I'm going to say that's the best play. Oh, what's that? What are we crying over? What did I miss?
What? Huh? Oh. Oh.
vsiewnar is sad.
Tragic.
Looks like King's Court and the Heralds worked out for them pretty well.
These cards are going burr.
So what are we at here? 10 money?
Wait.
Why don't we play the
Ruined
Ruined Library?
We had plenty of actions left over.
And you know for sure there's a copper on top, right?
Yeah. Huh. Oh.
Oh, they want to get a ghost.
More
Is that worth
thrones,
it?
more thrones.
Do I think the ghost is worth it?
No, I
I'm
would
gonna
play
say no.
Ruined Library, and then they could have got another King's Court.
Yeah, I think I'd rather have the King's Court in my deck and get through the rest of the bad shuffle compared to getting a ghost in my deck.
Putting a cemetery into Ghost, because Ghost is Imagine ghosting a lookout and then it just reveals all your good cards.
Or that.
Yep. Um, I agree. The 2VP seems better than a conditional lab. Ooh, yes.
Oh, this would be a good turn though.
Brr. So what are we doing
I
here?
I think Market
Another?
next and then Marauder.
Oh, nope, another Herald.
Aren't you like really low on plus buy?
Yeah,
Okay, well, so
you
now
need
we
to
have
King
plus
Squirt.
buy, but now we don't have payload because we didn't King Squid the Marauder. Yeah, I think Market Marauder seem better there. You get more
Wait, why
money out
not
of
play
it,
the Abandoned Mine?
or the Ruined Market for that matter. Oh, they're gonna trash null. Okay,
Okay. Trash the lookouts. There
they
we
do.
go. Very nice. Nice and clean.
You might need to buy a Market here.
Uh, well, I mean, they have a ruined market. They could King's Court, you know.
Not anymore. They don't.
Ooh, getting rid of plus buy. Oh man.
Maybe if they were gonna buy King's Court Patrician, maybe the correct trash was Lookout, Abandoned Mine, Copper, or
Yeah, I think that would have fit
rather than
better
Copper into Trash
because
Cemetery.
an extra plus buy with, they had an excess of actions, excess of draw. They didn't need to get so thin. Wait, why lookout?
Uh, yeah, I didn't expect them to King's Court the Lookout
King's
there.
Court market. You want to, draw and play.
I think vsiewnar's deck is probably a little bit too clean now, right? So
Yeah, I
like they've
think they
got 3 King's Courts in there, so potentially 5 targets.
they
But I
over
think
trashed. I
the
think.
only 2 action payload cards they have right now is a single Market and a single Marauder. They even they killed the Abandoned Mine, so they can't King's Court that. Um,
Yeah, they
I
they were
think they're a little low on
overdrawing.
King's Court
They were
targets.
overdrawing, so I think trashing all those ruins was a bit too much. And not the ruined library. Like, I don't know, I think the cemeteries were a misplay both times.
So if you, yeah, I would King's Court the Marauder. You're gonna get through that. And then are you hitting 12? 12 is the number I would think I want. Looks like they're not getting to 12. Oh no, they get there.
Woohoo! King's Court Market. Very
King's Court
nice.
Market. I mean, you could just do double Market if you wanted to as well. Seems fine. But King's Court Market looks good too.
Well, they're gonna definitely collide the King's Court in the market, so I feel like that's better. Plus, more
Wait, are
King's
they? Aren't
Court
they going to
chance.
ghost one?
Wait,
Yeah,
what?
they ghosted the market.
Oh man. Yeah, that was a
I
big.
think vSunar is a little bit too heavy on reliability and draw and stuff, and a little too light on payload. But they do seem to be quite substantially in the lead, just looking at the quality of Administrator's current ad.
Yep. I mean, they can add payload now and snowball more and more. Right, nice village first. Wait, why not King's Court to King's Court? Oh wait, you're in a chain.
They still have one more chance to.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm usually the type to do all my King's Courts immediately at the start of the chain. Um, Looks like they prefer to use the King's
Rude
Courts
library for
later in the
style
chain.
points.
I don't think it makes much of a difference.
Buy some Emporiums. They're payload and VP. I'll buy some
Mm.
more.
I think two more Emporium seems fine. I don't foresee
Oh,
Administrator beating
market?
that.
Okay, so they can. Yeah, I think the vsiewnar can maybe win next turn. Shakalaki, this is the League D play-in. I don't know if are they in voice?
IDK. Find out.
The division, indeed.
They do not appear to be.
Okay, vsiewnar can almost certainly win this turn now.
So you need 5 buys, which should be trivial,
No,
and then you need
you can do it with. Okay, no, that's a
or
lot of money.
you could do it with 4 buys and a
Yeah,
lot of
4 and
money.
26, or
Um,
5 and
21.
yeah, 5 and 21. They have the economy. They hit it last turn, and the Emporia are even more money.
Yeah. Oh, has JC Threth already heard about the -1 buy token from allies?
Whoa.
It's kind of interesting how it works.
Okay, GG. Empty King's Courts just. Oh.
It's important to get thin. Never too late to thin your debt.
Okay, so go to variants to make it appealing. So let's see. How many games have we played thus far? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4-0. Okay.
Okay, so we've already crowned our champion, but it looks like we're going to continue.
Yep.
Consolation matches.
Let's hope for some more fun kingdoms.
Word on the street is folks have 2 hands.
All right, this is a cemetery again.
This looks fun. So Lackeys is a good card.
Yep. We've got
Right.
Exo, which is a fun trasher. Cemetery, which is also a fun trasher.
We have Watchtower, and then 7 other actions that are Watchtower in disguise.
Yep.
I am indeed a big fan of Exo. I'm not a big fan of Swindler. That is a lie.
I think someone swindled you for cap lane.
So I think Lackey's Exo looks like the opening. The alternative I think would be Watchtower Exorcist, but I don't think there's enough scenarios where you're using the Watchtower top deck effect. I think you just play it no matter what, in which case it's just Lackeys without the
Yep.
villagers.
It's a pretty nice kingdom. So what are we doing for payload here? Harvest?
Masterminding harvests. Rats is a good card to have as a favorite. Rats is fun.
Oh, but a secret history right here. Figures.
I guess the other advantage of Lackeys over Watchtower, of course, is it's drawable by Will-O-Wisp.
That's true. Wisps are nice.
I hope my dog's not too audible in the background.
Doggo.
Yeah, so the payload here sure does seem like the awkward part. Pirate ship seems too easily countered. You just get like one cemetery trash off, and then you have more treasures to hit. Maybe you unironically do play with Harvest. Harvest sucks so much though, because you draw your deck that just shuts off. Maybe you just play with Scavengers. You mastermind some Scavengers for payload. That could be the thing.
Maybe you.
And all the payload looks so horrible.
Maybe you buy a gold.
No, and there's pirate ship it.
Sure. Hey, look what JC Thrust said. Right there.
JC Thrust is a false prophet.
But Lackeys is purple, and Lackeys is a great card. See, purple equals win.
So you already got plenty of payload from the Lackeys, so you're saying you don't need any additional treasures.
Chameleon isn't on this board. Unfortunately.
What do you buy here? Lackey's Workers Village, maybe?
That seems good. Yeah, payload is pretty awkward. It's not really good action-y stuff.
I think pirate ship is kind of playing a role here. Like, I don't think you actually get it, but it's there in the back of your mind telling you don't buy gold.
You get a band.
That's a valuable service to the community.
You get a band of misfits that you play as like Workers Village or Scavenger, and then if they get gold, you pirate ship.
Yeah, like if I had surplus money, I would be happy to take a band of misfits that I'm mostly playing as Scavenger or something, with that threat of pirate ship at the back of the mind. Yeah, so it's payload time for Administrator. I guess we find out whether it's Harvest or not.
Dame. Indeed. We saw her on top of the pile just a few games ago.
Like, I kind of want Harvest, but man, Harvest is so sad if it bottom decks and you just get zero money out of it.
Ghost and Mastermind. Oh.
You buy back some coppers, maybe? Like Scavenger and a copper or two?
It could. It would be pretty janky, but it could work.
Silver. Yeah, I think I would have bought a copper there. Maybe two of them even. Like, they were substantially overdrawing their deck and then just trashed a copper or an heirloom.
Mm-hmm. Add some orange. Very fun.
Donald X with a very true point about gold. It cannot be mastermind.
Master Mound?
The past tense of mastermind.
The language channel would love to hear this.
Well, so I'm grinding something. When I finish it, I have what? I haven't grinded it.
Harvest would be a fun card. Half for the meme, half for actually playing with it.
I think Harvest is a serious consideration here. I guess Pirate Ship would do a number to the copper plan. No, I've mounted my own business, JC Threats. It's another example. I find something, I have found it.
Villagers are meant to be used. Yeah.
For example, how drowned is the past tense of drined.
But they could play those cards this turn and next. Couldn't they?
Do they have more economy down there? I'm not sure. Looks like they have one more copper.
Ah.
So they're low on payload, both sides, especially vsiewnar at this point. It's kind of the Kingdom's fault, to be fair.
Lemons, this is technically over. They're just playing a couple extra games
This is the bonus games.
to play like a full 6. vsiewnar won the first 4.
I think Annie's in the lead here. After losing every game of the match when it mattered, they've now turned on the heat in the consolation
Alas.
match.
They were just getting warmed up, you know.
They were too busy trash talking the whole time.
Okay. Ooh. Spicy.
Gold, is it? I so want vsiewnar to get pirate ships now.
Or bomb, and bomb is pirate ship.
Yeah, that is fine if you can afford it. Yo ho ho.
Love how the chat's just cheering on for Harvest.
Okay, so vsiewnar, I know what they're thinking. They're thinking, I could have bought one pirate ship there. If I had mastermind now and pirate ship next turn and mastermind the pirate ship, that's like 3 pirate ships.
That's a lot of piracy. Ghost Harvest. Oh yeah. Also, why aren't we using our villagers? We have so many.
What else is down there?
Something.
I think they have a 3rd silver, or who has all? It's silver. Oh no, they only have 2 silvers. Yeah, maybe there's no payload left down there to draw to. All right, pirate ship. Let's make it happen.
Wait,
This
about
is
the
the turn. So this is it. We keep the watchtower in hand. We buy the pirate ship or Band of Misfits because you got 5. So Band of Misfits, top deck it, triple ship them.
Yes. Yes.
Trash all those golds.
Alright.
Do this.
Come on. Bomb.
Which I think also means you're not playing your ghost this turn.
And you can
No, I don't like to.
if
Where's your payload? You've had 5 money in your deck for 3 turns straight now. You gotta add the payload.
also being really technical, but when there's cards left in someone's deck and they're not drawing all of them, shouldn't it be drawing the last card, then shuffling, and then drawing the rest? According to base rules? No?
Sorry, what's the context?
Oh. DC
Oh, for star chart purposes?
DC is
The rule
oh.
has like changed twice now. I think it is. Because originally you look at the remainder of your deck first, and then do star chart. But then it changed to you have to do star chart without seeing the
You
rest of your deck.
you shuffle
And
your deck
I,
under it, right?
I think that's being undone.
Yeah, the allies plus fix. Good news. Secret history moment. So
I wish
Annie
this,
does have a lot of payload.
but they shouldn't. It should be in Davy Jones' locker.
No, if Viewstar is just gonna get like 2 pirate ships and then Ghost Mastermind pirate ship pirate ship.
Is the pirate ship the same style as the Black Pearl? Get on the case. Black Pearl ship. Images. It's looking pretty similar to me. The the Black Pearl is apparently based on the real life ship, the Lady Washington, a historical replica. It was launched in Aberdeen, Washington, in 1989. It's kind of cinema yet, not until the theatrical release. This better be the Pirates of the Caribbean theme, or I'm gonna be disappointed in Annie. All right, pirate ship. Who got it? All right, let's go. A little bit late, better late than never. Yeah, I expect to see the pirate ship master mound here.
Come on. How many? Oh yeah, just one. Yeah, Mastermind pirate ship
And,
would be.
and he's been trashing coppers, and I don't think I like that. I mean, I guess now that you see they bought a pirate ship, I might consider trashing coppers. But earlier I was thinking, like, you're already severely overdrawing every turn, and they keep crashing coppers, which I feel like is just killing your payload. I'd rather be using the XO to turn more lackeys into wisps.
I think Lackey to Wisp was pretty good, especially as you're like running lower in villagers. That YouTube link is not the Pirates of the Caribbean theme. It's
Lakeshore Drive.
interesting. Okay. Harvest Scavenger.
Yeah, so Google is suggesting to me, JC Thrust, that Lakeshore Drive is unrelated to LSD, despite the fact that LSD had long been an abbreviation for the drive. Um, Many people thought the song referred to the hallucinogenic drug, lysergic acid diethylamide. Yes, I think it's just a Chicago area reference.
Alright,
It's Lakeshore
alright.
Drive.
Master Mounded Wisp.
The master mounded isn't correct. Master mound is already the past tense. It's like saying I founded it. Actually, well, founded is a word. It's like saying I grounded it. That's also a word. Damn it. I give up on examples. It's saying I drowned it.
Except in some dialects you do say that. Sometimes into places.
Oh, Lakeshore Drive is literally just the one that goes around the lake. That should have been obvious now in retrospect. Yeah, I've been Lakeshore
Blunder.
Drive.
I think Lakeshore Drive is not near any body of water whatsoever.
You would be mistaken on that.
I'm shocked. And masterminds are low, and workers' villages are low. It'd be really funny if it's just piled out.
To acknowledge that they need the coppers when the pirate ship kills them, but when they're voluntarily pirate shipping themselves to return to the Exorcist, it's fine. Hypocrisy. Did they call it the Cosmic Bean? I thought it was just the bean.
Yeah, but Annie's got a bunch of buys. Alright, so Exo lackeys to Wisp later here. All this money.
Here on Lakeshore Drive isn't there. Some bad experiences with that pier.
Let's see.
I know Cloudgate's the fancy
Piling
name, but does
out
anyone actually call it Cloudgate?
piling out takes 26 and 6 buys. Or a bit more than that for
Yeah, I ain't got
money.
that.
Yeah, that's to 3 piles. So what if they get a workers' village, 2 golds, and an estate?
Uh, is the estate necessary right now? Your opponent's not piling out on you anytime soon.
Well, if they get the estate, then they can pile out next turn. If they, line everything up.
Well, if they don't even, they could just buy the estate next turn, right? You say like 2
Oh,
workers villages.
actually, yeah, if they get the workers' village now. Right, you get the workers' village now. Workers' village, gold, gold. It said 1821. I want a workers village, so then next turn I can. Huh?
Province is a card. Do they see some pilot that I don't see? What are they worried about? I think you could have given me like 20 guesses for what to buy in that situation, and Province 3 silvers would not have crossed my mind. And that's an interesting set of choices
It
made
definitely is
there.
quite peculiar.
I think pirate ship was the way to go. At least once you saw what Annie was doing. I think the problem here was a combination of A, they were already kind of behind out of the opening, so they're behind regardless. But then B, I think they were just slow to get the pirate ships online. They overinvested in masterminds before they had any good targets,
Yeah,
and they were sitting at like 0
they ran
payload
out
for a
of
long
payload.
time. The pirate ships could have paid off. I still believe that the pirate ships were the correct answer to what Annie did.
Yeah, they just needed more pirate shipping and less masterminding and actual payload instead of sitting at 5 coins for a bunch of turns.
JC Thrust continuing to read uh, nefarious drug references into a nice wholesome song about a road.
Okay. How much money is this? Not enough.
This is 22 money, which would
They
have been
should.
enough if they bought a workers' village.
Yeah, if they got workers village, instead of like silver.
The pirate trips just had to happen way faster. Now even if they hit some silvers and golds, and he still got a bunch of payload.
Okay, I can definitely pawn next turn. You have enough money to just buy it all. No, they're gonna be one short, aren't they? Yeah, I would have thought a cemetery to trash all those lackeys might have been better than a province there.
He exorcisting them every turn and turning them into will o wisps.
That's only one per turn.
And they passed up on doing that a lot of turns. They could have been just about out of them by now. Pirate ship is being very thematic. How is it more on theme than usual? I'm not. Sorry, the theme here is lost on me. Maybe because the ship has sailed, perhaps? There was a window of opportunity to get pirate ship, and it was passed by. Why don't we scavenger?
That's a really good question.
Thank you.
They would have had more money. Wait, what? Huh?
That was a curious play to me.
Why not get like another pirate ship?
I really didn't understand.
Yeah, but Annie could confidently like I don't
vsiewnar does some interesting things with cemeteries. That's what I've taken away from this.
know. Cemetery is a tricky card. It's so fun that you forget, oh, I have to do good Dominion things. Just hit play all treasures.
No, we're gonna continue to kill our
I mean,
payload.
apparently Cemetery is tricky to spell, right?
We're in this situation every single turn where administrator draws the deck. They look at the hand they have. It has multiple unplayed draw cards left over, and they're like, "I better kill more of my payload to make sure I draw."
Honestly, they could just they could just buy 2 masterminds because they know vsiewnar can't empty Workers Village and um
Yeah, if they just bought more masterminds or workers villages here, they would be a-okay.
literally just
They're
buy
not opening up
masterminds and
anything.
then empty Workers Villages. vsiewnar is not gonna catch up at this rate. It's just not happening. Ooh.
Yeah, like Annie's playing this like they're in the same situation, and then if they lower piles and like, oh no, I've opened up a pile up for my opponent.
No, Annie's way ahead.
But yeah, but like you got a huge points lead. They're not remotely threatening to pile out. Your only loss condition is if they manage to like pirate ship your whole deck before you in the game. So I would be just lowering Workers Village and or Mastermind.
Yeah, I mean, vsiewnar somehow mastermind pirate ship to get payload, but like, come on, you just got so much more money. Just empty the empty piles. It's
I would not be
safe.
putting nearly as much thought into this particular decision because like the game's already totally won.
But
Please don't pull out a calculator for this. Like there are situations. Also, isn't that illegal?
that is.
I don't
That
think
is
you can use
illegal.
outside implement.
That.
Well, I think Annie's forfeited the match. Congratulations, vsiewnar, for double winning it.
You're not allowed to reference external resources in league matches. It's strictly prohibited. Yeah, Mastermind Workers Village just.
This is an unreasonable point in the game to be doing calculating. Yes, Baja Blast. I believe taking like physical notes is also considered against the rules.
Yes, even though Person Man would love to fervently argue with you that no, actually, unless the rules say you may not write in blood on your own stomach, that you may. Though.
Did you not include the blood proviso in the league rules? A pretty clear oversight.
No, you see, who knows? You're also arguably allowed to control F, even though Freaky would like you to not do it. All these differing opinions, man.
And I mean, the game is still won. But if you're going to put 8 minutes of thought into that particular decision, I would expect something better than continue to trash more of your payload and then don't lower the relevant piles.
I'm just gonna. Yeah, I feel like that's the thing. Because Annie absolutely.
Goodbye, Golds.
Ooh. Yeah,
I
Annie's is
apologize for
absolutely.
the dog squeaky toy.
Oh. Doggo.
It is. What type of animal is this? Give me that. Okay, she doesn't want to see what type of animal it is.
If Annie had emptied like one card from any pile, they could have won multiple turns before now.
It appears to be a moose or a reindeer.
Okay, so now if V masterminds their pirate ships, they get some pretty good payload.
I so want this entire deck to get pirate shipped.
That would be amusing, although really, really unfortunate.
Wait a second. I took the toy away, but she'd taken the squeaker out of the toy before I did that. Put that back in there.
Why are they keeping treasures in hand? I'm confused.
Yeah, I don't get it.
Play all your treasures, empty the piles, and stomp.
Like, this has really been a team effort to trash all of Annie's treasures. They're working at it cooperatively.
Can vsiewnar make the greatest comeback? Perhaps. I forget what match it was that I commentated. Might have been with Kilohertz, where one player made a crazy comeback by buying a copper at the very end for palace points. That was a good one.
I haven't played with Palace in years.
Yeah, the gold phobia does not help that one.
I think it's on one of these players' lists, right? Yeah, one of them has a disliked.
Dang. Guess they don't like buying golds. Wait, we got a workers' village. We made progress.
Palace is like Keep, but worse. I like Keep because you can selectively decide which piles you're going for and not going for. Like, I'll get a thin deck and just forfeit that copper pile, and that's fine. And you got nice tactical in-game decisions. Palace is just like, I have to keep this kind of junky deck full of an assortment of treasures, some of which are golds. It's so much more infinitely awkward, and it really rewards bad decks. Whereas I find Keep rewards good decks. Buying more gold seems like among the worst decisions you could make. Like, you're adding more payload, but it's payload that gets pirate shipped. You're not lowering piles, you're not scoring points.
So these pirate ships are almost provinces. Like each play.
Yeah. So quad province isn't quite winning.
And lowering it any less than 4 provinces is losing.
So they need to do 4 provinces, brings them to 27 points, and then like a duchy and a state. So that's 32, 37, 39 money is what they would need. So they're a little bit short here. I think vsiewnar is going to win this, right? Like, they're going to win this turn.
Yeah.
But like, Annie's got too little
But like
money.
they can get duchies now, right?
This next one's gonna be a little bit awkward because I don't have the ghost to hit. Oh, does Annie have 16 money now?
Oh,
So I guess
right.
you can take 1 province safely.
Right. Okay, yeah. So you can take a province and another pirate ship? Pirate ships?
Well, at this point, you've got all the money you need, I think, right?
Right, so then more workers' villages?
Band of Misfits, just workers village better.
Actually, a bomb. I'd get bombs here. That. Oh no.
Ooh, the 2 provinces I don't like.
That's game
I
over.
think you just opened up a win, didn't you?
That's game over.
Oh.
We were so close to greatness.
Yeah, Annie tried really hard to throw this game, like incredibly hard.
Man.
Nearly succeeded.
Phew, they say, after winning the game for about 8 turns straight.
And then losing the game for a turn or two, and then unlosing the game.
Not exercising another copper?
You got to make sure your coppers get exercise. Fit copper is a happy copper.
Alright. It was. The match. The 2 resigns made the match really, really quick.
And then the weird unnecessary thinking made that game
No, I
way too
think
long.
I mean, Annie could have easily piled the Mastermind Workers Village for like half that game, but just didn't.
Yeah, definitely there was some numerous and severe misplays in the end game that opened
And
up
yeah,
a very
vsiewnar.
near win, I think.
Yeah, vsiewnar could have, if they didn't get the other province, if they didn't get the other province, then they could have bought more provinces in the last um turn and won.
You'd have the pronunciation right like this whole match, and you regressed all of a sudden.
It's been a whole hour 30 minutes. Oh no. Hashtag variance is leaking. Are we sticking around?
Game, right?
Oh,
Right.
we are. So this is game 6.
So this looks strong. I see
This
Quarry.
is
I
a
want
very.
Quarry.
I love Paddock. It's honestly one of my favorite cards.
Paddock might come up.
It's so
Mostly,
sad. It's so sad for Captain though.
how do you get Quarry into play mid-turn? If I could get Quarry to play mid-turn, that would be nice.
Yeah. If only Captain could play a quarry, right?
I do recall one time Captain being the best card in the kingdom that had no actions costing 4 or less.
What?
Because it had Bridge Troll, and so you just make sure you have Bridge Troll in
Oh,
play, and then you can play your captains as all the 5s.
nice. That's really cool.
Yeah, so Warehouse Quarry, lots of
DZ,
dwarves.
you hate fun. We know.
Yeah, Captain is a lovely card.
Wait, how'd they get 2 quarries?
Uh, they bought one turn 3
Oh, it's
and shuffled their deck.
oh, it's turn 4 already.
Hmm.
Huh. What?
I'm not sure if you take Forge there or not. And definitely at least is reasonable. But man, the Wharf looks so good.
Wharf is a great card.
I am not surprised that DC hates ice cream. What do I think DZ eats? Unleavened bread and just like plain peas and mashed potatoes.
And then some.
Unbuttered popcorn, skim milk.
Some sort of fruit beverage from the 1800s or whatever. Cider. So what's the plan here?
Play Wharfs, play Quarries, buy all the action cards.
That seems good.
I think you do get a few captains for the village effect.
Uh, yeah, Captain with Warehouse is village.
Yeah, it's like a village every other turn.
That's all right. And then once you lower a pile to 0, Paddock starts being non-terminal and really good. This spec chat is so off topic.
DZ a pineapple anchovy pizza and then complain that it has cheese on it. Just the third quarry. Yeah, I guess that seems fine.
Quarry is a nice card.
Uh, two captains, Wharf and Captain, something like that.
Yeah, I think Wharf Captain's better. Wharf is a fantastic card.
Two captains, Wharf Captain, one of those. You're a bit over terminal by the village. Cartographer.
Wait, how's Captain
I'm
a 10?
I'm gonna say cartographer is the wrong answer.
Yeah, I want to see some Captain spot. Captain is a good card.
Captain can't play the village. Well, Captain is itself a village, but it can't play paddocks. Not in this kingdom.
When Captain can play paddocks, that's when it just goes brr, wow, speed, amazing. Terminal space is definitely a concept.
So we have a lot of cartographers. We get to look at our deck, admire its beauty. All right. Goodbye, quarries. We don't want you anymore. I still wanted you, but it was not meant to be.
So the Planeers played lots of paddocks and wharves.
Maybe just neither of them knows that Paddock is a village. Not Paddock, is that Captain is a village. Um,
Possibly, but like, come on. Make RTT proud.
Now we can't afford Captain because we trashed our other quarries.
Oh man. So what's the what have these forges been doing? Have we been forging things?
Cleaning your junk. I mean, you get the forge at some point to clean out your junk seems reasonable.
They got them
Um,
so early. It's like,
and like chat does have a point that if you're buying a million actions for incredibly cheap, forge could be a very simple way to get provinces. Like you spend some buys on zero cost
oh, true.
warehouse photographer or something, and then you forge into province. I'd be worried about emptying warehouses though, and then turning off all my captains.
Oh man, yeah, that would be. Well, if they haven't got any captains, then emptying warehouses is good because it makes Paddock a village. Once Paddock's empty as well. Harem, okay.
Not okay. It's not a harem kingdom.
I liked the quarry better. I want to empty the paddocks. Like that's my next order of business is get these paddocks out of the supply and into my deck.
I mean, even once the paddock's empty, they're only non-terminal. Um, I feel like just like a key thing that seems central to this kingdom that neither player is acknowledging is that there is a village in the kingdom that works before you empty two piles, and that is Captain. Uh, DZ steak extra well done with ketchup.
JNails, how could you accuse him of such a crime?
Fair enough. That's a reasonable answer.
Well, I'm only slightly surprised.
Extra well done with ketchup.
Quarry makes captains really affordable, and Wharf
Yeah,
gives lots of
captain's not
buys.
expensive when it costs 0 because you have 3 quarries.
And lots of buys from Wharf.
Steak comes from cattle. One might be misled by chicken fried steak into believing it comes from a different animal.
You mean dino nuggets don't come from dinosaurs?
No, they come from nuggets of gold.
Whoa. Fascinating.
Chicken fried snake is American schnitzel. Can't say with confidence that that is wrong. I believe they fry steak in the manner that one would fry chickens. And there's Salisbury steak, which is disgusting. Ramen noodles were invented by the U.S. Army. I did not know that, but I'm a little bit more proud of my country now.
The US Army really does help college students.
True. One phrase like that, Cave, you'll set off DZ. Retain confusion about the 5 cartographers.
That's weird. Hey, at least Paddock's nearly empty.
You have to go in somewhere eventually.
Though, if those cartographers were all like, you know, captains or something instead, that would have been a
True
lot
fact,
better.
I'm wearing a shirt that depicts a cup of cup noodles on it as we speak.
DC continues to baffle me more and more with every passing minute.
And while I do have cup noodles clothing, I'm definitely much more partial to the traditional, just ramen in a pot.
I mean, noodles of all kinds are really pretty good.
That's true. I think spaghetti is a pretty low tier noodle.
I,
It's
I mean, yeah, wheat
overmade
spaghetti. Wheat
compared
spaghetti
to the
overall
other.
is, I think, pretty overrated. So I think soba noodles are a very good long noodle, and more
How
people
is
should
so?
try them.
What does soba connote about the noodle? I thought that was just noodles.
Buckwheat.
Oh,
Okay, DZ. Fair enough. Very in character.
spaghetti is fine. It's just overrated.
Yeah.
I
I don't
find that
think. Yeah.
they're among the most cumbersome of the noodles. I don't really like long strain noodles because they're like more difficult to work with than just like a nice small shell noodle or something.
Yeah, they're pretty annoying. I like shells. I also like those like, spirally helixy ones. Those are pretty
Oh
good.
yeah,
Fish.
Rice over noodles. I think I might agree with that. I eat noodles a lot more than rice. But every time I eat rice, I'm like, damn, rice is so good. I should eat more of this.
Rice is amazing, especially like lime cilantro rice. Like that. That is
That
awesome.
sounds good, yeah.
Ooh, pho. Pho is really good.
So paddocks are finally emptied. Let's see if causes any stick to go anywhere.
That's true. Also, yeah, rice. Rice is amazing. Rice and beans, cheap and filling. It's quite handy. Hey, look, it's
I'll see if I can do Shanahan's comment justice. Bro.
bruh. Okay.
But yeah, I do believe they're correct that it's more like pho than pho. Have you ever had a Pop Tart, DZ?
I mean, I've only had a Pop Tart once.
I'm glad you asked. Pop Tart is an American breakfast pastry. Pop Tart is the brand name. I think the product in a non-brand sense is just referred to as toaster pastries.
Yep.
It's a like packaged food. They probably last for like decades without going bad. Just like thin breaded crust with like a usually a fruity filling and some icing on top. I still eat Pop Tarts on the regular. They're very convenient. They're honestly not that great, like taste wise. They're mediocre. But like the off-brand ones at Walmart are like rather cheap and very portable, and they last forever. If you think Pop Tarts are too sweet, they have some of like the non-icing ones, like the cinnamon roll
Yeah, the
flavor.
one
I
the
think
ones
is
without icing are way better, in my
yeah.
opinion. Um, but what about burgers and hot dogs? Those are some pretty pretty
Oh yeah, those are rather American
foodsy
foods.
American foods.
I used to love hot dogs. One of my favorite foods as a kid.
Okay. I mean, DC.
Hot gods. I appreciate the typo.
Really a penchant for
I
hitting.
I think Administrator is going to win this game. Can no they're not. These two are going to double province here. What am I thinking? Um, I
But
was
as long as they're
about to be
ahead,
surprised.
as
Yeah,
long as they're ahead.
you just forge a province in a province and then it's over.
Oh, they also got yeah all the horses. But even just a single province is pretty good here.
I think single province is winning for vsiewnar. They have to see the double, and they don't. This isn't losing quite yet. They can discard Wharf and Province and draw 2 silvers. But the fact that they even put the Wharf in their hand in the first place makes me think they don't see the win.
Oh man, if only they had some way to forge. Oh wait, wait.
Cartography is kind of useless. You have Wharf and Paddock,
Yeah.
which would be like infinite draw and
Wait,
reliability. The
will
Cartographer
and
is not doing anything. Yay!
oh yeah,
All right.
nice.
So 5-1 victory for the V. We almost had a 6-0. Pirate ship nearly got there.
Pirate ship was so close, but you know, Annie unlost the game at the last second. So that was a really good match. A lot of
So pirate
good
ship
plays.
lost. Captain was underutilized. And it is. I mean, goes to show the captain goes down with the ship.
That's awesome today. So thank you, JNails, for commentating with me. Thanks for everyone watching, and see you all around.
Peace.